Hello, and welcome to another stream. I'm going to wait for some folks to get on, and then we're going to talk about the new arc. What the hell happened there? I didn't push this button here and it gave me the same effect. I don't know that we haven't, we only got some messages here. All right, we're back.
Captain Jack's free with fire in his eyes. Conscious of the storm, no one hears their cries. With a word of praise, flying high and proud. In the shadow of the stars, he attacks the crowd. War cries echo the empire.
Okay, tonight we're gonna I'm gonna wait for a few more folks to get on, and then we can discuss this new stream. If you have any questions, go ahead and start rolling them out, and we'll talk to you. I'll give you my opinion on the art and the state of the game tonight, because I think they're tied in one and the same. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I need to do. I'm far behind. This was a rough week at work. I barely got my dailies done every night. And I barely got them done before I came on tonight. I went ahead and finished up the ones from last night. So this has been a pretty rough week for me. I wasn't feeling real good today when I woke up. I woke up about 3 o'clock because I worked last night. And I think part of the whole bummer thing is I'll just go ahead and say the arc. The arc is a piece of garbage. But we'll get more in deep in that. You'll get my take from it from there. But I'll go into it and tell you why I think it's maybe the worst arc and worst mechanic that they put in the game, and that's saying something. Okay, so we got any more? Nope, I need to do some of those tonight. I mean, it's been a really bad year for the game. They put some really crappy stuff in it, and the one good arc, I would say good arc because of the rewards. I didn't like the mechanic, but I can't argue it got me farther in the game than any other arc has ever done before, as far as the officer requisition of the augment is what I'm talking about. The mechanic I hated, because especially at first when you had to grind in multiple systems to get all the rarities, and for the lower players especially, they didn't get any relief. They went ahead and helped the biggest spenders in the game by putting all rarities up in the higher systems, but they didn't replicate that for the lower players. And I really don't think that was fair. You don't have to use your 2 best ships, man. It's about crewing. It just depends what ops level are you on. Because when I hit one here in a minute, because I think there was the last 2 days events that we had to have the outpost going to be able to score. Okay, it's Klingon tonight, so wait a minute. Klingon, so I just like I can do either one. Klingon outpost. When I get hit. Klingon regional space. Okay, I can do something in regional space. I can try, because I kill, clean hostiles, and okay, I do not want to. I've got Klingon reputation that I'm trying to earn. This is the freaking rep killer right here. Defeat regional space hostiles, which I think that means I can go in here and kill those. There's up here in the. Well, I'll go ahead and set it up. Let's go ahead and set it up. So I'll show you the. I'll show you the crews that I use. First, I need to swap a ship out because my original version of this, I had my Vengeance I was doing, and here, let me turn this down just a little bit more. Okay, so the original setup I had my Vengeance, my Cube, and my Kretch. Those were the 3. And I found out that once I moved out of the Klingon, the one that you don't want to do, the ones you do want to skip, you don't want to even mess with because the way they got the hostiles on these. Let me find one of these systems. I'll just go in the 60 system, because I've got it, because I've explored it and it'll let me go in there. So you look at these hostiles, and they take 6% of your hull health every time you get hit. It doesn't matter what ship you got. I could have a D4 in here, or I could have my Vengeance in here. It's not going to make any difference. It's still going to take 6% of my hull health, no matter what. Now, I was hoping when I saw this morning, when I was scanning through here, when I woke up around 3 o'clock, they had, where's it at? Where's those? They had some primes, assault primes. I was hoping, I went to there to hope that these primes were going to help me, and where they're located in your research. So they're in the galaxy tree, and they're, let's see, where they at? Here they are, right here. So you got 2 different primes. You got one that increases the amount of uncommon outpost components you receive in a solo outpost. Okay. Basically, that's loot you can only spend on the buffs. There's nothing else that you can spend it on. So that's useless garbage. And then you got this one that gives you the plunder stuff that you use in the refinery. This would be okay, but this is not what we need. We need a buff for that Klingon. So I was hoping, well, I'll get that and I can go over there because it has PvP advantage while you're holding one of these outposts here. And let's see if I can pull it up without running one. I think I'm in that system. So if I do this, you do the upgrades, and okay, this goes for the outpost right here. Okay. This is for the outpost. You can read right there. That helps you do the actual mechanic. Now these are for PvP. I don't know how the hell you would use these. Do you say, oh yeah, I'm going to go bust some people up and I'm going to go up here and capture an outpost with 3 of my better ships and I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. This is a stupid concept right here, a completely dumbass concept. So, cause how is anybody going to know that within the 6 hours you're going to go do something? Well, you said, well, you can use it for territory capture. Well, you're tying up 2 or 3 of your ships, which is going to help you more in territory capture, having those extra ships in your territory, or locking this bad boy up for 6 hours. This is the most poorly conceived idea that I've ever have seen in this game, and there's been some bad ones. But when I heard this originally, I thought we got permanent buffs, you know, like a permanent type thing. Once you fill these out, they're good, but they disappear after this is over with. You have to restack it every time, and that's where that loot that I was talking about, the useless loot, because it's only good for that. It's not good for anything else. So what you're looking at is maybe one of the stupidest conceived loops that we've ever had put in here. Now the other ones are a little bit different. You go over to the ones in Fed space. Let's find it. Whoops. The Fed space and the Romulan space ones, the Borg and the Cardassian ones, much easier. Way easier to maneuver. I can go in here and put it in the 70s, and I barely have any hull damage when I'm done with it. Even guys that are using 2 ships are easily, you know, guys in the upper 60s and 70s are easily finishing these. But if you're like in your, I would say 66 and below, you probably want to do these 3. But if you're like 66 and above, man, you could easily finish one of these. They're not any problem. Same thing with one in Fed space. I'll show you the buffs you get here while we're here. This is the one I'm actually going to do tonight, probably. So you go into this one, same thing. You get your upgrades. Okay, the isolytic defense for the station, that helps you finish I take this about halfway every time. And you get crit bonus for doing hostiles. The same thing with the hostiles. I'm not sure whether it's the hostiles going to hit you or it's just hostiles in general, but I can tell you for a fact, I did this last night when I was doing my dailies, and I was able to hit about 20 to 30 more of the 72s on a hull than I did before. So it does transfer over. So this does have a slight use to it. So you can sit there and say, okay, I'm going to do my dailies. Let's start one of these outposts. But you'd have to make sure you didn't use the ship that you're going to use for your dailies, or it's tied up for 6 hours. So I'm going to show you what I've been doing to it for the last couple of nights. So first, let me set up my ships. Like I said, I need to get my vengeance out of this slot. Okay, I'm going to put. It doesn't really matter which ship I put in there because it's not going to stay. I'm going to get my Enterprise E, and I'm going to put my vengeance there, and then I'm going to put my Enterprise E here. Okay, so tonight I'm going to do something different. One of my alliance mates said this is what he's doing to get maximum loot. So we're going to do the same. We're going to load this one up with our best crew. In a second, let's see, make sure we got the Enterprise E. Yeah, okay. No. Still got my Enterprise E. And my Enterprise E, I took to 17 today. I had one more upgrade, and we'll set this up in a second. Okay, so let's go. So I'm going to go into my presets. So I put up preset for the fleet for just for these. Oh crap, it's gonna switch me back. I'm gonna have to switch it again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch it again. Okay, so I'm gonna put my Vengeance there. So now, it says I gotta upgrade on my Vengeance. I don't know if that's right. Yeah, see, these things are all messed up. I knew I didn't have an upgrade for the Vengeance. So let's go ahead and do that again. We're gonna go here and go get my Enterprise E. We're gonna put the rare ship in there. Okay. Now we're gonna put my Enterprise E here in this slot. Well, oh, I put my PvP crew in here. What the hell's going on here? I thought I put, no, I guess I pushed the wrong one. Okay. All right, so now I need to do that. Okay. And I'm gonna go through the crews and everything. You can see what I'm doing. Do you have enough XP for a level? Did you have enough XP for what level on the ship or what? Yeah, I mean, this makes that whole Alliance Starbase assaults look like a better concept. I was just saying that to my Alliance. This is a worse mechanic than that. And this is going to be the most abandoned mechanic as soon as the arc is over with. Because I know I will never see another reason to do that after I get the officers unlocked. And hopefully to God they'll put them in some other way to get the officers than this stupid thing. Alright, so we got, make sure which way so I need to put my Enterprise E here. Okay. And so I'm going to look, I am going to change one of these crews. I'm going to try a loot crew in one of them and see how it does. So let's see. So we're going to go Vengeance here, but first I need to load my Vengeance with my grinding crew that I use at night. So I'm going to go ahead and go in here and go into my presets and load my Vengeance up with my PV crew I use up in 72. So one of the officers he uses is the Doctor for it. I guess I could, since we're going to be getting the boost, I'll go ahead and put Seska there and see how well it goes. So I'm going to apply it. I'm going to pull him out, put Seska in his place because that's almost as good as a crew is the one I was using. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to pull the Vengeance out of the dock, and I need to go locate it and put it here. Okay. So now we got in my Enterprise E. So I've got room for more officers now. So obviously, this is going to be the main crew I use. Okay. Now what they've done here is, if you look here, they nerfed him. He's no good after 70. So the last, it's like 6 or 8 of these waves are 671s. So his ability doesn't work. But you say, well, why use him? Because he's a monster. I've looked at what he does on against these damn hostiles, man. He's a monster. I looked at his captain ability. Sorry. Mud has 60% to double the shots of all weapons on the ship the first round of combat. So he's one you definitely want, especially you guys that are not doing over 70. But after 70, you're gonna have to find another option there because he's not gonna work. Okay, so let me look. So we're gonna go below deck, and Let me see. Let me see if I got this in the thing so I can drag this up. Here are two really good diagrams I got online, and I'll credit the people that I got where I got it from. These are not mine. So I'm gonna look in my album library, and I'm gonna pull this out, and I'm gonna find the other one. Okay. So I'm gonna pull these up real quick so you can see these. These are really good. We're gonna look at these are. If you have a way to make a screenshot of that, this is gonna help you out. This tells you which officers work and which ones don't. But the one that they don't have in here is mud. But the next one, the guy found out that mud works on here. But I found out mud worked on my own by just reading what it said. Because what you want to do is find officers that doesn't specify player or hostile. Even though there are some that are working anyway, but that was what we were told when we were done this. So we're going to go lower deck. I'm going to steal. Let's see, I'm going to put him there. I'm going to put. Let's see, the Scotty below. Let's see who works below deck. Okay, I couldn't believe Jockholm works below deck, but he does. Oh yeah, I'm using him in my vengeance. Never mind. Let's see, does Section 31 Georgia work? Let's see. We'll go through here. Load it up. I did it last night. I was hoping that Chapel would work, the regular Chapel, but she doesn't. I'm looking to see who I got down below deck that I could throw in here. Odo, I got in D. Anything that's not in D, A, B, or C, or D, I can use. Okay, so we're gonna look this over again. So I need 2 more officers. Okay, let's go. Now I got another one that's a little bit more in detail that I like a little bit better. Newly capped officers, and they're talking about it. So, doesn't work on the bridge. Works below pit Q, which I've already got pit Q in the other ship. Mariner, Odo, Pella. I don't think I got Pella in any one of these yet. Nope. We'll put Pella here. It says Phlox works on the deck. Okay, I'm looking for below is what I'm looking. Montgomery Scott. Okay, good. That was what I was looking for. Strange New World. Okay, that's this one. Never mind. It's not Walk. Walk, Jocelyn. Tide does not work on the bridge. Yeah, I figured that. Strange New World, Montgomery Scott. Edmund, Tindy, Pella, Hammer. Okay, so I'm just going to stuff. I need defense, so I'm going to put defense on here instead. And I guess it really doesn't matter who I put. So I'm going to put 5 there. Okay, that balances out my stats a little bit better. So I'm going to use that one for the Enterprise E, for the cube. We're missing one officer. I'm going to throw Mavry in there just to balance out the stats a little bit better. And then this one we're going to use for other ones. So this one is solid. Now this crew's not mentioned on here, but if you, when we pull up the you know, the whatchamacallit, the battle log here in a minute, you're going to see that this crew is really, really good. It was a crew that I used back in the day before the strike team on my D4 to crush Enterprises and Jellyfish before the Ascension, before G4 and all that stuff. When I found this crew right here by experimenting, it was a game changer because my server was mostly Fed fanboys. They all had Enterprises. This crew ate them up. But the key for this crew is the way I got this stacked up here down here, and that's all because of Tilly's. Tilly uses defense, and then her officer Bill uses health, and she pairs greatly with Marcus here. Marcus uses defense. And then you got, and Lorca is just a badass officer for almost anything. You know, he gives you the hull breach for the interceptor. So this was my number one crew for PvP. But as you notice, it doesn't say it doesn't say player on any of that. So it's good for this. So back in the day, that was my I used to crush the guys on this server, Enterprises, with that. Okay, so those are the three crews that I'm going to be using up here for this thing. So I'm gonna send it up there first. And like I said, you got choice of either one. I particularly like the Romulan better because, like I said, I can use it to help me with my dailies. But we'll look at the Fed one because we looked at the Romulan first. So we look at the upgrades here. You get mining stuff, mining and hazard resistance. So I can see some of you G6 players who have to do your dailies in a hazard. This would be the way to go. To start one of these and go do your dailies. And then also you get some mining bonuses for, what is the mining bonus you get? You get an increase of speed of a hunt. Damn, that's pretty damn fast. So this may be better suited for a G6 player to do these card ones. And what you would do is go ahead, start it, do your dailies, your mining, and your hostile, and then you're good to go. This is the only purpose I could ever see that anybody would ever use these in real game if it wasn't for the stupid arc. But I'm going to go to the Romulan ones because I want it to help me with some of those 72s, even though I can take my Sorrentos up there, easily beat their ass, but it saves me on hull damage. And I can hit like I said, I hit like a third more than I could before. So I'm gonna go sit up here. We're going to check the outpost. We're gonna hit this one here. Now they had a weird bug going on the other night. The only way you could start those is if you were in your station. Because I had my ships like right next to it and tried to start it and it wouldn't let me do it. Gosh, I pushed the jump by accident. Okay, so let's go ahead and I don't want to push the jump. There we go. Okay, so can I pull these out? Let me Which one's not in here? I'm gonna stop it. Okay, I'm gonna recall it real quick before it starts. I want to put the, crap. Okay, I did something I didn't want to do. I'm gonna pull the cube out of there. Yes. Okay, let's take the Kretschner back in. I'm gonna stop it, make it jump. I was gonna put the loot crew in there. I still have time to do it. Okay. I'm gonna jump it again though, of course. See, I'm using a different crew in the queue. I'm using, this one worked really well. So you can look at it while I'm changing it. If you're having problems struggling with the power, okay. Let's go real quickly. Manage, recall. Oh, it didn't stop. Damn it. Well, I don't know if I want to have time to get it there now. I meant to change the crew before I took it out there. All right, come on. This is going to be quick. All right. All right. Manage. Okay, so we need to pick Picard, Picard. Where's the E? They gotta be here somewhere. That's data, data. Here's Biker. We'll put him in there. Okay, there's Picard. So I'm gonna do, let's see. Group, Rachel Garrett, and no, it wasn't her. Trying to think who the other one was. I'll just put no, put Riker in there. Oh, it got it already. I messed up. Yeah, so I'm gonna do the upgrades. I messed up on that. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna level that up, level that up, level that up. I mean, basically, that's all this loot's is good for, is doing this. I usually take it up about halfway. Okay, now we're gonna do this one. Okay, now we'll do this one. Okay, so now we're gonna send our get the Sorrentos out. So I'm hoping this is gonna work. We're gonna try something here. I'm not gonna do my dailies first. I'm gonna go into that space where there's those neutral hostiles and see if it'll score, because it looks like it might. Sorrentos. Here we go. Because I do not want to do Klingon. Okay, so let's go. So that gave me the battle pass thing here. We'll look at that later. All right, so let's get in here and go into the Veil. Okay, Veil. Okay, so we're gonna go. Okay, there are neutral systems. I'm I'm gonna find one of the 72 neutral 7. There we go, right there. But I do got to put brush on there. I don't think I even need to do this. I'm gonna pull these officers out of there. Let's just put. I'll go ahead and put my mining officers in here because that's what I'm gonna put in here later. Oh no, I need 11. There we go. Where's old, what's his name? There he is. I don't think it really matters. I'm not gonna put anybody below. So we're gonna go ahead and this is gonna take 7 freaking minutes to get there. That's the only bad problem. And while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and go ahead and go through the battle pass, and gave me some more of the loot. Nothing great. That will come in play later on sometime. Now these are a little bit better prizes. Quite frankly, I'd rather we just got actually the loot that we can spend instead of the stuff that we earn off the things. So this is an okay pass because of the officers that are in it, because these are going to be hard to come by. I did do the treasury for that very reason, because of those officers were in there. Okay, so I'm going to wait for it to get a little bit closer, and then I'm going to go with it. Oh, I still got the other crap up here. Sorry about that. Pull that off of there. Okay. So this is the crew. This is my. Let me go back to my secondary crew that I used in here before. So I can do this now because there's no ships in here. The secondary crew that I was using in here, I've got him in here just for stats, and her too. But let's see. So let's go to presets. Okay, whoops, that's gonna give me my PvP one. That's not the one I want. Okay, so this is the crew that I normally use on the cube. I got one of the officers that's in here is in the Vengeance, but we can put any other PvE officer in here. So I was using Kang, and he scored every time too. He was a monster on this. He was a good officer to put on deck. Khan, of course, his ability is really good, and I'm just going with old school. We used to use these 5, 6, and Khan for that. So I ran out of old school officers, and you can see he gives you the armor piercing, and so that's not great in today's game, but it's something. You know what I'm saying? Now I could probably go back and use these new charts and maybe upgrade this a little bit better. But right now I'm not having issues killing them. So if I ever decide to move up to this 73, which I kind of looked at that and I didn't see any reason to, because I'm killing these Borg ones so damn easy that. Where's my ships at? Oh, there they are. As you can see, I have no hull damage whatsoever. And I've got, does it tell me how many? Usually it tells you how many you got going. Or did it break on me? I don't see a timer on here. Okay, I've got a. Okay, now that's for the start. Did this stupid thing break on me? Because it's supposed to tell you how many ones you have left. Okay, you're right. I'll back out and come back in and see if it does anything. That was happening the other day where it would break on you and it would just go into infinity and it would not go any lower. Usually, yeah, it's broken, man. See, it says 72 remaining. It's broken. So I got a chance to redo this again. Let's see if we can. Let me go ahead and clear localizations. Sometimes that helps everything. Man, I can't believe this stupid thing broke on me. Hopefully it did. Maybe it's just whatever, the game, you know. But it looks like it's not working now. Because there should be a timer telling me when my next hit's going to be. Okay, now let's locate it. Okay, there it is. It's working now. And right now we'll look at taking the station. Taking the station's yeah, I've got one where I took the station. And we can look at the battle log. And you can see Gorkon procking, Mud is procking, Charvenet, Marcus, Lorca, and Tilly. Right there. Every time, man. Those crush it. But I would put that in an interceptor, though. If you're going to use that crew, and looks like it's going 8 rounds. This is more rounds than it was going with all 3 of them in. I may end up with more hull damage than what. But we can see, might be able to see who's in lower deck is procking. There's Dazik, Lorca, Kit, Tilly. I mean, this might be better for you guys seeing who's actually working on this thing, because you're Dazik again. Tilly. See, Tilly's not even mentioned in any of those guys' graphics. And see what she's doing every time. She's a freaking monster on this thing. Tilly again, you know what I'm saying? Tilly is this crew right here. As you can see, I am getting a little bit of a hull damage right there. That's going to be the difference of me using 2 ships instead of 3, like I usually do. Yeah, it seemed like when I was running on all 3 of them, even though technically my cube is bigger in power and it should probably take all the damage, it was going for my Explorer as well. Yeah. All right, so let's get back to what we were doing. So we've got our Sorrentos up here. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna put it over to the side. Okay, and let's bring our Kretsch, or not our Kretsch, no, but our. So there are like neutral hostiles right here. Okay, they're interceptors. Let's see if there is some battleships in here, so we're gonna go for those. So Let's see, where's it at? Okay, here it is, right there. Oh, I already got it in here. I didn't know I sent it already. Okay, that's cool. So we don't have to wait. Okay, so we're gonna see if this scores for the event. This way you don't have to end up killing your rep for one of them, because I'm pretty sure it's that way for all three of those. If you guys are working for Romulan or you're working for, you know, for Feds, you can actually well, where's it at? That's the wrong ship. Okay. That's why I put it to the edge. So if I do that, so it's got set. Oh, did it again? There, no, that's not. There you go. So let's see if it scores. Okay, looks like it's not. So I don't understand. I don't understand what they mean by this. Regional space. Now, regional space, I guess, would be normal space, but I was hoping that would be, we could get one of those other hostiles in its place, but ain't no way I'm killing no Klingon officers ships for this stupid thing. So we'll just go ahead. It's 11 o'clock now, so we can go ahead and move this down into one of the spaces that we can use it on. So I'm going to go ahead and use it, move it to a Fed Romulan space and just do my dailies. I was hoping I could score in the event too, but looks like that ain't happening. But because I'm not going to give up the reputation it's going to cost me for this stupid event. Even though I'd love to have the the Sigma try, but no, thank you. We will see here in a second. I'm gonna go here and hit these Romulans and see if it scores. But I don't think it will. Because I think last night, because I accidentally hit a couple of Federation ones, and I don't think they scored. Yeah, we can hope they will. Hope. But I'm thinking they probably won't. All right. I already got a Sorrento's boost. I don't know why I was waiting. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Now, another thing you guys can do, if some of you are having problems with these, put Khan in the #1 chair and hit this. This is going to give you an additional buff. I wasn't able to do this last night because I'd used it earlier for the Vengeance event. Okay, it is scoring something. It's doing for like the Alliance and the leaderboard events, but I don't think it's doing for the the milestone event. I don't think it's scoring. You can see right there, it says it lasts 4 minutes. You can almost do your entire run for that if you are topping them quick enough. And really, I mean, that's the best use for it is hostile grinding. I mean, especially if you're trying to punch up or you're just barely able to kill the hostiles that you need to kill for your dailies. That gives you a leg up. That's going to help you with whole health. It's going to help you a lot. I mean, you need to In this game, especially now when the economy is just turned upside down, every repair you can go cheap on is good. Because man, some of these, because now you're using a lot of, not only using a lot of pair, you're using a lot of this, even for the upgrades for the station now. See, yeah, I used it some for PvP, but normally when I find somebody I can hit, I'm not thinking fast enough to come over here and pop this, because if I take that time, they're lit out before I can kill them. You know what I'm saying? It takes too long to come over here and hit that before they're gone, man. If that little pause would cost me a kill for sure. Yeah, you could use it for territory defenses. That you're right about that. It'd be a good use for that. But what's good about this, the cooldown's nothing like Lorca's Fist. So you can, I think it's got like a 5-hour cooldown on it. So you can do this, go to sleep, and when you come back, wake up in the morning, it's good to go. He's ready to give you another boost. Give him a boost. What the hell? We're in here. I think I did. I went until I didn't have any hull left yesterday. I hit over 100 of these using that buff, the buff in that deal. But I went a little bit crazy with it yesterday. Because there wasn't. I normally only hit the Romulans. I want to get this done with. Because the Romulans give me the most reputation boost. Okay, let's see how much we got left to do. So I got about half of them done. Okay. And I'm doing really good on hull health. Okay, I think my Sorrentos is done. Okay, I need to give it a pop. I don't know how many I've went without one. What do you mean unavailable? Okay, let's stop. I'm gonna stop. There we go. Let's get this thing going. Yeah, I mean, this ship, I rarely used it until I got up in the 70s, and I use it ever since I got the Vengeance and had to do that Vengeance event every couple days, you know. I rarely use the ship. Now it's got its second life. And then also they did something too, which was one of the smarter things that they done in the game. They made that Sunday Discovery event worth doing again because we actually use it for the jump juice for our ships now. So that was, I mean, we talk about some of the stupid things that they do, but these were, now these, whoever thought of using these so we can reuse these ships that we made early on in the game again, I have to give them a thumbs up for that. Instead of a lot of these gimmick ships like my Tally was a great ship. I don't use it anymore. I can't tell you the last time I took my Tally. I was out of the. I don't know who's messaging me. Maybe the guy tell me thanks for giving the boost. I don't know. Okay. Now let's get this. Yeah, I kind of messed that up. I probably hit about 5 hostiles without my boost and didn't notice it. Because usually I usually don't just come into the system. All right, let's get this one. Hey, what you know? Oh. All right, so let's put that one back where it belongs. All right, get that one. So what you want to do, especially when the hostiles are hard hostiles, you want to stay with the battle triangle. Even though there's a lot of Romulan explorers in here, that's going to give me more horror damage. Maybe not that much more, but still more. And if you're having a hard time hitting, that might be a difference of several hostiles. Now the ones I can't redeem the Federation one because it kills my reputation. For the same reason I can't do the milestone event for this. And it looks like I do got my 50 now. And I probably would have had at least that much more hull left if I would have caught that my Cerritos had boosted went away already. I'm just grinding just to get the hull down, just scoring that. There's a leaderboard event for your alliance. Any little bit I can do to help. Even though these score mega in that thing, that I think last I looked I was in second place without even trying. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come up here and just grind for these for the point, just for my dailies. So I did do like I did right now, where I hit a few extra ones until my hull was gone. Now let's go ahead and how much Cerritos? I'll send it back. I don't think I'm going to do more than enough for another boost. And And I guess we got quite a few folks on here now. So let's talk about the arc and see what your impressions. Okay, why is it not giving me ships to hit? There we go. I mean that artifact that lets you hit multiple hostiles. It's so shaky. It works and then it just stops on you in the middle of the deal. You have to reset everything. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and send it back. And while we're waiting for it to get back, we'll do a quick check in on the two hot ships. So we got some minimum hull damage on the Enterprise E. And some slight on the Kretschna there. So I'm not even using my two biggest ships in this thing. And you don't really have to if you crew it right. I mean, of course, if you're an ops 60 something and you come to the 70 ones and you get whacked, well, you should get whacked. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm talking about you going your level. See, these are level 70 ships, and this is a 70 outpost. If you're got a rare, 66, 63s, and so on all the way down. But you could probably hit your ops level pretty easily on these if you crew it right. And it really, I mean, there are things, like I said, we'll look at this arc here. And pretty much the loot that you win from doing, which you only get spotty chest, and then every round you get a little bit of loot. And let's see, let's go into the thing itself. And it tells you the rewards. These are the rewards. This is the rewards that you get when you start it right here. You get this, and then you get, I guess, because it doesn't do it every time, so you don't. But when one of these hostiles come popping up here in about 30 seconds, we'll show what happens when you get one of those. So you get one of those for every one that hits. And to me, this whole loot is not worth it, because when we go into the refinery here in a minute, and we'll see what we can actually get. Other than the officers, there's not a whole lot available. Well, you said for lower players, maybe they could hit some of those lower boxes. Okay, here we go. We gotta hurry though. So we're gonna get this for each one of the hostiles. This is some loot that you can use for the deal. And that there were slight. We'll go into the refinery. We can see we get a. Let's see. Let's find it. Outpost. So you get a splattering of the loot that you can use to get the credits. Well, for me, even though I've done about 10 of these things, I still haven't earned enough to make one pull into G7 stuff. In fact, you can see I'm ways away from being able to make a single pull. You know what I'm saying? And then the rest of this is just loot that for the boss right here. And then I can go here and I'm getting some of this metals. For the metals, you're getting a little trickle of the metals for each of those hostiles. You see, I got 23,000. I'm going to use 3,000 to get 2 pulls. just because the value of it. Maybe even if I was lower on this, I'd probably be making this pull, but I'm going to go ahead and make this pull. Definitely not going to make that pull for one extra chest. So to get 3, I'm not going to give up 2,700. Yeah, the dust in here would be nice too. But again, you're only getting from what you're getting. That if it gave you a lot more plunder than what you're getting, this would be a good sourcing of it, but it really isn't. And then we look at the people who are trying to get the vengeance. Actually, the blueprint right here is not one. If you could do a single chest pull, I know it'd take you forever in a day, but that's not really a bad price. Now, luckily, it doesn't escalate like the other ones did. So if I want to get 5 blueprints, it's still $2,500. That's still, $2,500 of the loot. That's still in range of like taking 1. So I could do that, but I already got the ship. I don't want a second one. But yeah, it's not worth it for this. I mean, if they need to redo either lower these quite a bit or give us more loot. And I know they gave us these primes that I was showing you guys earlier. This prime stuff. So it's going to give you 1,000 of these, and we go into the factions, the research tree. It's in the galaxy tree. Whoops, almost the wrong thing. In the galaxy tree itself. They're about midway back. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, they have a prime for the components, and then the other 500, and you notice it's 3 tiers. So it's not like you do 1 each and you're going to get, it's a multi-tiered prime. And let's see what that actually gets us. I think it tells us here. So for 500, for half of the prime cost, I'm going to be able to get 30% boost of these materials. Now, if I got this 200 one and I could do 1 of each, it would be tempting. But the fact that they're going to make me spend probably, since that you've got 1,000, you're probably going to have to spend $300 or at least $200 to do 1. And you know what? I don't know that it's worth it. Even though it'd be nice to have the boost, but is it worth it? Do you think, and you guys, do you think it would be worth spending $100 to probably not even finish it? You're probably going to get at least 2. Now it would be, because right now the way that I'm pulling it, the only thing that I really want from this refinery is the officers. Because these officers are not bad officers. They're supposed to be a retaliation to the Freeman crew, but I thought that's what the mirror ones were. So I don't know. So we're going to get another officer to pair with these 3 in the next arc, I guess. No, they're not a boost. They give you their loot boost for the payouts, and that's it. If it was to help you, be able to hit that Klingon one, which is like 6% for every hit, and then the ones in G7 are 14%. Because I went there and looked to see if it escalated. because I was curious, would it be worth going into, so I went in here and looked at the 60, not the 63, where's the G7 space? Let me find the G7 space. Here we go. Where's it at? No, yeah, I think I just went into this one to see, was it? I thought I went in there and looked. No, the G7 ones are over here they're in the multi ones. Never mind. Where are they at? I think I'm in the veil, so it's not going to show it. Are in the veil or not? Let's see. Oh, here they are. Here they are right here. Okay, I went into the 73 right here. Here's this one. So we can probably look into it. Okay, so go in here where it was 6% before on the other one, it's 14%. So basically you get 5 hits for each of your ships, and you're pretty much, 5, I guess 6 hits. Your death one's a 6th one, but yeah, so so it's not. So what I was hoping for that was that they would give us a prime. They're probably going to give us a forbidden technology is probably how they're going to do this. They're going to give us a forbidden technology or a chaos tech that we can throw on the ship and be able to do these. But let's see what we've got here. But I can't think of a worse art that's come out in the game. Especially the rewards are so little. Now, I can remember one of the main, I don't know what the, I'll just put it this way, one of the spokesmen for Scopely was on one of the content creators' show is when the assaults came out. And I'll give this content creator, because he usually shuts a shield for them, he did get hard and tell him why would we want to do this, these assaults. There's no real payout on them. And he was like, oh sure, everybody's going to be wanting that plasma. That plasma's going to be one of the most valuable things in the game. And so, but the problem is the content creators have been kissing Mr. Tiger's ass so much. They think that he thinks he can do anything that he wants to, and it'll be. He doesn't understand how his own game's played, number one. Because I'll give Reb the chance. Reb was right on the augment loop. We go into. Come on. So instead of us getting all these different ones, we get one loot up here. Then we can choose to spend the loot any way we want to inside this tree. You could use it for exchange for the hijack loot, and then use it here, and stuff like that. That's how it should have been done, instead of having four different bulk loots, 4 different loots, and it's just way too many loots in this loot. But the only thing that really was a saving grace for this arc was the officer requisition possibility. and what a game changer it was. And it really was for me. I can't tell you how many of these officers I teared out during this loop. I mean, I hit it as hard as I ever hit any loop this game has ever seen. And the people we got somebody for my alliance, for my server. I won most of the events during this arc, just because I saw the possibility of what I could do with the loop. That was the only reason, not because I thought it was a good mechanic. In fact, it was a big kick in the balls for all the guys that hit it hard in the beginning, because we're gonna send a ship that all you guys who went out and finished your reputation real quick, well, F you. You know, we come out with a little ship here that can hit those big hit those hostiles that kill your ship on the first shot. It can sit in there and grind all day. Screw you, you know. I mean, and a lot of guys were mad, and I get it. But the problem was that I saw the potential of this, what I could do with this arc. And I don't know if they meant it to be this good, to be kind of honest with you. And this is really the only, I would say probably one of the only positive things of any of the mechanics and stuff that they've done this entire year was this little store that we're in. Now the mechanic sucked. Quite simple sucked. The way that you had to have 4 different loots. And if you were a lower player, it really sucked for you because you were stuck with only getting commons. You know, I think you don't even start getting uncommon until you're like 40 or more. Where your ship can go into the 40 systems and effectively grind. But the thing that really irked me about this loop is to pick all the big time players and VIP Discord were all up in arms that they had to go shoot low and hit these lower systems so they could get more common and uncommon, because they were getting so heavy with the rare, the epic and the rare where they were grinding. They would have to make 2 grinds. So what they ended up doing is they ended up putting a little shiver of, they put common and uncommon at a better, before they had no uncommon up there. Common. So they put some common in and they raised the uncommon. They took a little away from both of these. But this way you could go up there and grind only 1 hostile and you got all 4 rarities. Well, the low people didn't get that option. They were stuck with either common or at the best common and uncommon. And then they had to wait. Now they probably got their reliant high enough that they can maybe get some rares, you know. So that was the part of this arc I thought was screwed up. And because I'm all about the lower player making himself better. The thing that I don't like on the lower player is the lower player that rides the coattails. That all he cares about, he'll sit at whatever ops level like in the alliance that I'm in right now. There are probably guys in that alliance that hasn't moved 3 ops levels since we merged almost 2 years ago. And that tells me that they're not serious about the game. And that's why I'm against the free to play stuff. I'm not not an advocate for free to play. I don't want to support somebody that's not supporting the game. Now, do I think you need to spend tons of money in the game? Hell no. But you know, buy a battle pass. Help yourself when you can, when you got the extra loot to do it. If you don't, just, you know, get a battle pass now and again. But I don't hero the guy who, like, there's one guy that's in the 70 70s now who's been free to play the entire time. I don't hero a guy like that. I think that guy's an asshole. Because obviously he loves the game and he's not supporting it. And somebody would say, well, yeah, everything's so damn monetized. Yeah, because there are people that are freeloading the game. See, that's one thing, the bad model. What they should have done is made it free for the first, I don't know, Ops 14, and then at Ops 14 you had to decide whether you were going to buy like a yearly type fee, maybe $39 or something like that, and then you get to move on. And if you don't want to go that, you stay at Ops 14 for the entire time you play the game, you know. And no, camping isn't as. I would say there are places you can. You need to slow down. Make sure that you've got the resources to go to the next level, and one of those I would say is Ops 60 before you go into G6. You know, make sure your ships are up to par where they need to be able to grind and do what you need to do. And, you know, I would say the same. It's 50. 50 is a good place to sit until you get ready for G5, you know. Those are okay to sit. I mean, not stay forever, but it did help me tremendously when everybody jumped up to G6. I didn't do it. I waited like 3 or 4 months, collected a bunch of resources, and I was ready when I went into G1, the G6. I didn't have the issues that some of the players in my alliance did that couldn't do anything. I already had my reputation intact. I already had my blueprints for my Selkie. All I had to do was get to my shipyard. And that's the thing about it. You're gonna have, and it's the same thing when you went to 71. You're gonna have to buy your way with Latinum. And even here, the guys will tell you when we jumped up to 71, they had nothing in the store to help us at all. There was no welcome to G7 pack or any kind of thing in here we could pull to help us. In fact, from the Tuesday that we went to G7 to like 2 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning, because it was Friday going into Saturday, that's when we got our first packs on this server. Now, some other servers got it sooner than we did. They rolled it out. They didn't put it in everybody's server at the same time. But even then, when we got G7 in here, it wasn't in one of these bonus packs right here. It was in one of these, it's in the featured. It's the same thing it's in the station pack. They just put it here too. It was in, where's the station pack? They don't have the regular station pack in here, I don't think. Yeah, here it is. So the very first G7 stuff that appeared in this game was in this pack right here. And since then they boosted it up because the guys in the deal complained because it was a lot less than this for the G7 stuff. But it wasn't until Saturday like at 2:30 a.m. because I was online. The reason why I know that because I was streaming and I was complaining about it, and then we looked at it, and there it was. It was in one of those packs. There was still nothing where everybody else something new. I mean, I was warned. I got to say, I was warned by a guy who was doing some testing for the thing that this was going to be bad. I mean, he thought there was no way that they would launch it when they did.
because he was telling me he didn't think it would be ready to really launch until first quarter of next year, is what he was saying. And then it would still probably be a shit show, is what he told me. And he didn't really go into detail because he couldn't. But now that I'm up here and I understand what he was trying to tell me. That in a way that he couldn't, you know what I'm saying? But the thing that he was being vague about that I didn't understand was this veil thing here. The limited nodes that you have to mine in here is just ridiculous. But I don't think that they imagined this many people would go to 71. And there are a few people, even on this server, that had no business going to 71 and did. Because it didn't cost anything. That was the same thing with G6, going from 60 to 60. It didn't cost you anything. It was a token. You could pull that token and go right in there. It didn't matter if you had ships at a certain level or whatever. If you wanted to go rock and roll with the big boys, you could do it. It's going to cost you a lot. But the only reason I went up when I did, because I had nothing in my station, nothing that I could actually upgrade to help me in the game at all. Just know, when you get there, stack as much of this stuff as you can. I ended up spending probably $3.5 billion of platinum. But I had it. You know, that's why it's been low, because as soon as I spent all my platinum. Yeah, because I'll tell you why. Okay, remember day one, we had no G7 anything, right? Nothing. So when you go in the station, again, it didn't cost you anything to go to 71. They had a token from the mission. So you go over here, you have no G7 at all. You got no G7 mats, so you got to buy it with your Latinum. Luckily, I had, at that time, I was drowning in Sigma Para, but I had probably, Jesus, I probably had a couple of billion of the Sigma Para here, so I didn't have to buy any of this, because this is what kicks your ass. Like, for me to get, I need, well, that's a lot. So let's go to something smaller. That's a ridiculous one. Let me go to the next thing that I'm actually going to upgrade in this thing. I believe that's it. Okay, so I'm 7 million off. So how much is that going to cost me? That's going to cost me like almost 4 million, 354 million in Latinum. Do I have it? Yeah, but I don't want to spend all that much money. Then you get, this is what's killing me here. I can make this in a week. That's no problem. This time next week, I'll have 30 up there easy. But it'll be pushing it to see if I can get this. This is, because you can see even in a pack, I'll go to one of the best packs in the store right now, which it does give you more than the regular pack, but it doesn't give you nearly enough what you need. Let's go into Wyndham's pack here. So I'm gonna get, let's see, I'm going to get 10,000 of the uncommon ore. Not bad, but it still cost me $200. And that'd give me way more of the para that I need, because I got 16 or 17 if you count both together right there. So that gives me that, but I would still need to buy a second pack just to be able to make the upgrade. And you don't even think about this one over here, man. I figured the other day, I got more materials now. But the other day I figured it would cost me at least $1,000 to upgrade this building if I bought it. Because you're looking at 17 for each of these packs. It would take you at least it'd probably take you 4 packs to get this enough. But these are the two that are gonna get you right here. Is this? Look at how much ore that is. And I only had like 12 ore last week, so when we figured it up, it was going to cost me about $1,000. Somewhere between $800 and $1,000 for to upgrade this building. Now you think that's horrible? Now going from 72 to 73 is like 20 packs, so that's $2,000. So that's why I'm gonna set it where I'm at for a while, not because it's some strategic thing, is because what we've been told by some of the community managers and stuff is the reason why it's like this is they don't want people at 73 right now. And when they're ready for us to be at 73, they're going to do either an adjustment to the building's cost, or they're going to start giving us more events that we can earn the stuff with. Or they're going to raise these packs. Whoops, wrong thing. They're going to raise these packs to where we get more of the materials and resources in it to make it easier. Look, even this pack here, this is probably the one I would buy. We're looking at still 17 million. That's still multiple packs for you to get the 93. Then the 83 of the ore. And that's how much uncommon ore is in the station pack. Yeah, you look at that. But so what you would do there is you would get enough station packs to get your para. Then you would come over here in your battleship ones. You say, why battleship? Because the battleship's going to give you more ore by a long shot. Okay, so double the ore almost in this battleship pack. But still, you're talking 93,000 of this, and you get 4,500 for each of these packs. So it's insanely crazy. The only reason that I went to 72 is because this week they don't have it. They had a Vengeance Parts event, and the 7G materials scored insanely high in it. It was a heroic. I was able to clear it was either 9 or 10 of the milestones by doing just this building. And then whatever upgrades I did to the Vengeance helped me get over the top of the rest of them. I was able to finish it, spent about $300, but I got about $3,500 in parts for my Vengeance. I was able to take my Vengeance up an entire tier and a half almost with the parts. Because before I started that, before last week, my Vengeance was at 8. I had 8 with maybe, I think I had, let me see where I put that, dang it. I was at tier 8, and I think I had about where I'm at right now. Because I've done one gun, and I've done the shield, the armor, and the warp drive in one of the guns. And so I was able to do all these upgrades to finish to 9. And no, take that back. I was two upgrades on 8 going to 9, and I did all of 9 and 1, 2, 3, 4 upgrades at 10 with all those parts. That was maybe the best $300 I ever spent in the game right there. But it was something I had to think about. You know, hey, because what I was doing before, I was lucky. The prior weeks, I was lucky to hit the first milestone with the upgrades I was doing. Because, like I said, all of these, except for the turrets out here, every one of these upgrades are like, here's a 70 upgrade. It was all uncommon. Everything's uncommon. I think even let's see if there's one that I can take to. Let's see. Let's find another turret. No, that's one of the auxiliary ones. Where's the D? Let's look for one of my. Maybe it's this one. This one's D, maybe. No, that's G. So you can see going from 70, 71, all uncommon. So that doesn't score in any event. Though it's still going to cost me like 24 million in para. But, you know, I can sit here and it's not cheap, but I can sit there and do this. If I had enough of this that I could blow, I could do this and it wouldn't cost horrible. But it's not cheap. But that's the way it was in all of the 71s and 72s. Now here's another one I can show you. All common. Doesn't score in any event. Okay, it's not going to do that because I don't have common. Okay, I got to have that one done. So it's all common. Everything in here is, except for those turrets, are common. So it was almost like still being at 70 because I couldn't score anything with my upgrades. How close am I to get this thing done? Not too far away. Let's see which one of the gimmick buildings is next. Yeah, it'll be this one in a couple of days. Yeah, that was a ways away. But now this one's taking the rare outpost stuff. Oh, guys, let me show you something here. I bought me 5 levels on here by doing this. Here's some. If you can see if you think it's worth it. See, now I don't have any rares, but it did help me get. And it did help me get up to where I could get the 3 ships. It's going in here. Where's the outpost? And doing a rare to common. And I just sit there and use this and did that. I bought myself 5 levels doing that. Now, for me, let's look at some of the prizes in here. But we talked about the mirror dust being something you would probably be worth it to you if it paid out a little bit more. Now, this is real attractive to me right here, but the problem is I'm done with all this. So for me, is it worth this loot here to go in and make this pull? I don't know. Right now, I don't know. I haven't seen the economy. I could make it easily. I got 20,000 of this stuff, so I could easily probably click that and be okay with it. But I am gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until I get these officers done, or at least unlocked. And right now, that's the only reason I'm really even engaging with the loot. After I saw what the first one paid out, I was like, you gotta be effing kidding me. But that's really the only reason I'm engaging at all, is for the stupid officers and trying to help the my alliance in these events here. And I guess we're not doing too bad. We're in 14th place in the region. You can see that I'm in 66th place, but like I said, I haven't been really doing this more than just my daily stuff. Now, if I wanted to go up there and crank real hard and do run after run after run, I could probably make a run for some of this. Let's see how far away I am from. And you got to be in the top 50 to even get. And look at the freaking payout for this. This is totally a freaking joke. All that work for 3,000 of the buff loot. That's buff loot. That's not even loot you can use to spend for something you want in that refinery. And I don't even think you need the buffs, to be honest with you. There's a couple of them I forgot to do them. It came out just fine. I went up there while I was working. I'd sent these up into the space and just had them going, and then later on at night, oh crap, I never buffed them, and then I looked at my ships and said, oh, forget about it. You know, so it's not something. I did it last night because I wanted to see if the buffs would actually help my grind in the up in the Vale, and it did. But I'm not over impressed by the arc at all. I think it's probably one of the worst ones that they've done this year, and that's saying something. Yeah, I mean, I think there are two aspects you can do with it, guy. I'll show you what I talked about before you got on. Two strategies you can actually use the buffs. And it's going to be at your op level. Okay, say I'm op 65, say. Okay, if I'm op 65, I'm gonna choose the Federation one. I'm gonna go into one of those Federation spaces, and before I start my dailies, I'm just gonna go into 71 because that's the only one I got lit up. So I'm gonna go into the 71, and I'm going to upgrade my mining stuff, send my miners up into space. Then I've got some hazard resistance. So that's going to help me here in my mining. I might be able to take my ship a little bit higher up in the system and mine. And I might be able to actually hit the hostiles. So if I'm in the 60s, I would definitely say the Federation one is the one that you can do it. You can use it as a tool to help you with your dailies. Now, if I'm an ops, where I'm at, hazard space is history. I'm not doing hazard space crap anymore, so that's not going to help me at all. So let's find. So I'm going to go over where I'm at. And let me find mine. It still has, okay, here I still got the little thing up. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to put my isolic damage up to about half. And I would put all these at half. I just ran out of this stuff here. So I'd put all these around 4 or 5, somewhere in there. And it actually helps. I actually boosted this up to 7. That's why it's low. to see if it helped, and it does on my up there in 72 space where I'm doing it. But that's how in a strategic manner that I would use these things, but that's the only thing that they're worth. Now the Klingon ones, is tougher because of the way the hostiles are built. And it literally doesn't matter which ship you stick up there. Let me find it. Come on, where is it? Here we go. So I think I did a 63. That's the reason why that one's cool. So now, I guess in a strategic manner, how you would use these, you would go ahead, again, put these up to about 5. But unless you know for a fact you're going to be in a PvP battle, these are almost useless because it's not going to help you in the event. You know, now someone in channel said you could use it for territory defense, but okay, is it worth taking 2 of your ships out of the territory to come up here and do this for you? Which is going to help your alliance with the territory defense more, having your 2 extra ships in the battle, or having it up here giving you the bonus. You couldn't even use it for arenas because it takes you out of your own space for the arenas. So it would take you out of here and you'd waste. So I don't know how the hell somebody came up with this harebrained idea, because I don't see the usefulness of it. Because for me at least, if say we're Sugar and the MSA are at war, and I see your ship, and I want to hit it, and I want to use one of these buffs, okay, I got to send all 2 ships up here, start it, buff it real quick, and then I try to hit you. Are you going to be stale there? You see my ship right there? You say, well, you could cloak. Yeah, but still, you know what I'm saying? It's a dumb idea. Completely. The other ones I can see where stuff that you can plan, like doing your dailies using either one of those, I can see where you could use those. But, and on top of it, these hostiles, on the start of combat, you're going to see this one you lose 8% on. Okay, I was doing the one before where it was 6, and it was still, even with my Vengeance, I had my Vengeance, my Cube, and my Kretschna up here. I couldn't finish it. I came 20 hostiles short of it. And it doesn't really matter because 63, it's 63, it's, no, that's not 63. Where's the 63? Here's the one I was doing before. 63, was it, I guess it was 8%. I thought it was 6. Maybe that's the 60 ones. I think, okay, where's it at? Here. Yeah. So I go down all the way to the 60s, and it's 6% of your whole health gets hit every time. And that doesn't really matter which ship. Like I said, it could be my Enterprise E, it could be my Kretschna, it could be my Cube. Don't matter. I think my Vengeance went like 4 or 5 more rounds more than my Enterprise E did. And look at the difference in the power of the two. I've got 323 versus 127. That got me 4 more rounds, or 4 or 5 more rounds in this system right here. So That's the only two. I tried one lower than that to begin with because I didn't know what to even go for. But I tried this like the first day. If you look at the video footage from the very first day when it launched, when we were doing these, this is where I was doing it because I didn't know. One thing I didn't know at the time is these buffs go away after every time you run them. You start with a clean slate. They're not permanent. They only last while the 6 hours of the thing is going on, or less if you can't finish it. So you're just constantly spinning that loot. And that's basically what you're winning is the loot and just a sliver of the other stuff. I wish it. Well, it's good to know that I can easily do these with these 2 ships and not worry about it. Because I went ahead and went for 3 right away. I spent like $400 to upgrade the building to get to where I could get 3 ships. I thought these were going to be different. But if I would have known that how shitty the payouts and what this was going, I wouldn't have spent any of the money. I don't know if I would have even done the loot. But the thing was I wanted these officers that bad. That's the only thing that got me, suckered me in, was these. Because these are going to be the primary way to source these. Yeah. The only thing the building does is if you get it to a certain level, you can hit full 3 ships instead of 2. It doesn't help you with the. I don't think it helps you that much with the mechanic. But anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and crash early tonight. It's been a rough week, but I wanted to get in here and kind of give you my thoughts on what's going on here with this loot. Let's see who's up here with me. Tank, probably Ben. Yeah. All right, guys, I'll see you guys next time.